Today I'm going to demonstrate making the chocolate chip cookies that you guys and gals will be making in class. I'm going to follow it exactly the same way the recipe is here, and I will also half it, just like you will. To start us off, the very first thing you should do when you come in the kitchen, before even the recipe, is washing your hands. So that's what I'm going to start doing. Make sure your hands are clean before we work in the kitchen. Alright, so step number one, we're going to preheat the oven to 375 degrees. And I already started that, so it's already getting warmed up, 375. Step number two, I'm going to get 3 towels and dishcloths and get my sink ready for washing. So dishcloths here, my towels are ready for drying. When you fill up your sink, you guys and gals can use a bucket like this. You also have your drying racks you can get out. You already have your soap and sponges. Just fill your sink with hot, soapy water. That way you can wash your dishes when you're done cooking. My next step 3, we're going to combine flour, baking soda, and salt in a small mixing bowl. So I already have all my supplies, and I could do that. You should do that before you start anything as well. So my small bowl, flour. Get my flour out. And we're going to need 1 cup and 1/4. So 1 cup, dry measuring cup, 1/4. And I should use a spoon. So make sure your flour is fluffy. So 1 whole cup. And then we can level that off with something flat. My rubber scraper will do. So that's 1 cup. And then a 1/4 cup. I'll try leveling it, but that works just fine as well. Alright, baking soda is next, and we need a 1/2 teaspoon. A 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And I tell you what, I will use my metal spatula for that. So 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, as well as 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And level that as well. Alright, and we'll just set that aside. So that was step 3. I combined my flour, baking soda, and salt in a small bowl. Now in a large bowl, I'm going to beat together my butter, sugar, brown sugar, and vanilla. So butter is going to be 1 whole stick. And it should be softened, so I'll take that out early for the students, for you guys, so it's not hard stick butter. So 1 whole stick of butter in. And then sugar, white sugar next. And the recipe calls for 3/4 cups, so I cut that in half, so it's going to be 1/4 cup and 2 tablespoons. So 1/4 cup. We'll level that off. And then extra 2 tablespoons. That would be the 1/2. And the same amount for brown sugar. I remember with brown sugar, you want to pack in the brown sugar. So again, 1/4 cup. Level that off as you're packing it in. And come out of this brown sugar, goes in with them. There it comes. And again, 2 extra tablespoons. 1 and 2. Alright, move some things aside. Alright, what else did I forget? We got my butter, sugar, brown sugar, and vanilla. We need to add vanilla. Again, a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And that was the same amount I used for baking soda and salt. Measure next to the bowl. Just in case I spill. Well, just like that. I can clean that up later and get that in there. Another good reason to have towels handy. Alright, so still on step 4, we're going to beat that together. So I'll use my electric hand mixer. If you've never used these before, these little sticks get poked in here. Just just pushing them until they get locked in place, and then take them out. You just press the button and they'll come out. So I'll go ahead and start mixing that together. Just want to mix it so it's nice and creamy. Everything's really smooth together. You can take a look at that. Just mix together the butter and the sugar and vanilla. I'll mix it a little more. Yeah, that's about right. Alright, and these have a nice little stand. You can just stand that up so everything can drip off. Alright, going on to step 5. It says add egg and again beat until creamy. And just 1 egg is needed. When cracking an egg, it is wise to crack it in a smaller separate bowl first, just in case you get shell in the egg, shell in the bowl. You can get the shell out, or it could be a bad egg. So making sure it's a good egg. And then you can go ahead and pour that in when there's no shells left behind. Alright, we'll continue mixing. Almost to the cookie dough look. Alright, step 6. We're going to gradually beat in the flour mixture. So meaning we're going to add it to our sugar and butter. What I sometimes like to do is just add a little bit and then mix that, and then we'll add the rest in. We're going to start mixing that. You can use your rubber scraper to scrape the sides of the bowl as needed. You can always have a partner or another group member do that. Alright, so I will go ahead and add the rest of my flour mixture in. And actually, I will scrape the sides of the bowl before I go on. Alright, make that cookie dough. Alright, how many of you like to eat the cookie dough? I do for sure. But do you think I'm going to want to see you eat the cookie dough here in class? No. I have 3 reasons why I do not want to see you eating the cookie dough. 1, it's not sanitary because you're all licking your fingers. 2, the raw egg could get you sick. And remember, you're making the cookie dough to make cookies, not to eat the cookie dough. Another tip for you, if you get cookie dough all stuck in the beaters here, you're going to put it on high speed and slowly lift up, and it will all come out. So I'll keep it in the bowl, turn up as high as it goes. You lift up, and you get most of your cookie dough off. And again, you can push that button, and these will be released. Okay, so now you have your cookie dough, but you're missing, of course, the best ingredient. We're going to stir in the chocolate chips, just with the rubber scraper. So we need 3/4 cups of chocolate chips. So I do not have a 3/4 cup, so there's 2 ways I can measure that. I can use a 1/2 cup plus a 1/4, that equals 3/4. Or I can do the 1/4 3 times. I'll go ahead and just do the 1/2 plus the 1/4. That equals 3/4. And again, I'll go ahead and stir that in just with the rubber scraper. Oh, and it looks so delicious. I can even smell how good it's going to taste. With this batch of cookies, you should be able to make approximately 25 cookies. So with step 8 on the back side, you're going to drop dough by spoon size, or I have for you the cookie scoops. And again, with using this, it should make approximately 25 cookies. On your cookie sheets, you will have and be using parchment paper. So you can just put about 12 to 13 cookies on each. So just measure it out with the scoop. Scoop them out. Makes a nice shape. And once your cookie sheets are completely full with your cookies, you can go ahead and put both cookie sheets in the oven. And it says to bake about at 375 degrees. Again, it's already preheated for about 8 to 10 minutes.